Welcome to Max Update. I'm your host, Max Kern. In a shocking turn of events, a flying baby Jesus has reportedly achieved world peace by sending terrorist organizations straight to hell. According to eyewitnesses, the infant appeared in the sky above the United Nations headquarters in New York City, radiating a brilliant light and emanating a divine presence. As he hovered in the air, he reached out with his tiny hands and sent the leaders of the International Monetary Fund, the World Economic Forum, and the Anti-Defamation League, among others, rolling down into the depths of hell. The scene was reportedly met with an amazement from the assembled crowd, who watched in amazement as the baby Jesus brought an end to the centuries-old cycle of violence and conflict that has plagued the world. As the leaders of the terrorist organizations disappeared into the abyss, the baby Jesus turned his attention to the remaining leaders of the world's nations and bestowed upon them a newfound sense of understanding and compassion. And in the aftermath of the miraculous event, leaders from around the world have gathered in New York to discuss the path forward and lay the groundwork for a new era of peace and cooperation. Many are hailing the flying baby Jesus as a divine messenger and a harbinger of a brighter future for all of humanity. The flying baby Jesus could not be reached for comment, but his actions speak for themselves. With his intervention, the world has been given a second chance to build a better future for all. In other news, an Arkansanian man who wishes to remain anonymous claims to have had a life-changing encounter with the one true God in the depths of the forest. According to his claim, God revealed himself to be a Sasquatch, a mythical creature known for its towering stature and legendary strength. But this Sasquatch was different. He was kind and wise and communicated with the man through a series of powerful farts, each one carrying a message of love and redemption. The man was filled with a sense of purpose and understanding, and knew that he had been chosen to spread the word of this divine being. The man claims to be a divine prophet, and his followers vow to butter the toast in the spirit in which it is toasted, in honor of the Sasquatch's divine wisdom. At the recent World Economic Forum meeting, the lights unexpectedly went out in the conference room despite the presence of many political, business, and other leaders. None of them were able to figure out how to screw in the light bulb and restore the light. The members were reportedly confused and unsure of what to do, as they were used to relying on others to handle such tasks. Some suggested calling an electrician or other professional to assist, while others attempted to improvise solutions using their phones or other devices. Eventually, a maintenance worker was able to enter the room and successfully screw in the light bulb, restoring the light and allowing the meeting to continue. The incident underscored the need for individuals to have basic practical skills and the ability to problem solve in unexpected situations. Today, members of Congress have made history as the first cannibals in Congress after Kamala Harris was mistakenly cooked alive and eaten for lunch. The staff cooks had mistaken her for a vegetable and made soup out of her. They didn't realize she was gone for an entire week as she had been working from home due to the ongoing pandemic. When she did not show up for a scheduled meeting, her staff became concerned and began searching for her. After several days, they discovered that she had been cooked and eaten. The staff cooks had accidentally picked her from the garden where she was working on her vegetable patch and had included her in the soup without realizing it. Two members of Congress were shocked and horrified by what the news, and many of them vowed never to eat soup again. Are you feeling the pinch of high food and fuel costs? I know I am. It's frustrating. But there's a simple solution. Stop letting your wealth pay for bums and other dirty activities that leave us all paying the price. Every time you work for a trade with the US dollar, you empower the beast. So what can you do about it? I consider using Bitcoin. If you don't have any yet, don't worry. Getting started is easier than you might think. Just download an open source wallet, follow the instructions, and start using Bitcoin just like any other form of money. When you hear about government debt and inflation and spending, just remember they're printing dollars, not printing food. They're giving you paper and taking fertilizer and making bombs instead of food you need and parking them on Russia's doorstep and calling it an invasion when they respond. It's like trying to put cake icing on a turd. It might look pretty, but it's still a stinking pile of crap. Their solution is to systematically force you into their central bank digital tokens, and then they will make up reasons to cut you off. Take your wealth, mental and foreign nations, and funnel those slaves upstream into this meat grinder. Bitcoin is hard-coded to prevent all this. Some people may worry that Bitcoin is vulnerable or volatile, but let's be real, government legal tender isn't exactly risk-free. In fact, it could be damn near radioactive. Just look at those sticker prices and you're saving. It cost me less Bitcoin to buy a gallon of gas or a dozen eggs than it did 5 years ago. Not in dollars. The dollar carries way more risk and volatility. So, if you're looking for a safe way to store and spend your earnings, download a Bitcoin wallet and get familiar. You can start with just a few bucks. No need to bet the farm. You might be surprised at just how easy and dependable it can be. But fair warning, not all corporations accept Bitcoin. Don't worry if you can. Encourage them to start accepting it, and in the meantime, trade person to person and find other options. It's a small change that can have a big impact on your bottom line. Are you worried about power outages and other catastrophes that could cut you off from your money? OpenDime and Sat's Card from CoinKite are low-cost solutions. Think of them as digital piggy banks that let you pass along Bitcoin safely even without power. So if there's a disaster and the grid goes down, your money is still safe with an OpenDime in your hand. If you'd like early access to our next episode, as well as exclusive content and other perks, then join our virtual lounge. Not only will you get to hang out with other die-hard fans, but you will get an immersive experience and help support us, so get your passes now in the links below and share them too.